Welcome to the presentation for technology in my classroom. My name is Ray Ryder, and this is a particular PowerPoint presentation developed for my integrating technology course under the art education program at Texas A&M Commerce. We're going to talk about some assistive technologies that we'll be talking about in the slideshow here. One particular is the use of tablets in the technology in classroom for drawing theories, color theories, and other applications that can be used and taught for the classroom. Presentation software will also be used for slideshows and videos in the classroom for more lesson instructions and artist biographies. My degree area is art education, and throughout my studies I've with art history, drawing, painting, ceramics, some particular artists that we'll be talking about. We're going to be obviously Da Vinci, we have Van Gogh, Monet. There'll be a number of ones in art histories that we'll be using, but also talking about contemporary artists like Chuck Close in the video there, where he has large wall-sized hyper-realistic paintings, and we'll be studying a wide variety and a range of artists. So my hobbies obviously are going to be painting. One in particular that I enjoy is pointillism or stippling style in the drawing world, and this is one that I've done here as well. Photography is another aspect that I'll be enjoying through using digital manipulation in the classroom as well. And this is one photograph that I have of my son. And painting, many of the paintings that I have been mostly black and white. I have done a number of color paintings, but my favorite medium is black and white. I've done other aspects, like I said, with ceramics and sculpture, and this is an example of a place setting prototype that I've done for ceramics. And outside of art, I do enjoy to watch football and attempt to play a little bit of golf with some family and friends. So that's a little bit about my philosophy for the technology in the classroom. Has a couple of different aspects. The technology used in the classroom to further the students' engagement into materials. And using tablets, we can actually manipulate and learn how certain materials react in difference to other materials before even getting into it. For example, watercolors would behave differently than oil paints, as an example, or charcoal versus graphite. And in those applications, they'll be able to see without getting too messy in practice with these particular materials, so they'll kind of have an idea what to expect prior to getting into the full lesson project. Technology can use to provide multiple mediums for the student to keep engaged. It keeps motivating them to learn, because they know they'll be able to access some of these cool technologies like tablets and smartphones, and integrating those into the lesson plans, and they'll be motivated to use those to learn. In many cases, technology in the classroom can make it more fun, and using devices that they're going to see every day, or maybe they haven't seen every day, and it gets them more motivated to use them in the classroom. So what's important for the reasons of using technology in the classroom? For me, the most important thing would be the students themselves. In the use of technology, the reasons for that and why it's important is to retain what's important is to retain the material for them, and the usage of the material, how to use particular drawing techniques, painting techniques, and things like that. Also, keeping the students' engagement in the actual lesson plan and project is going to be very important in the use of technology, and that they would also enjoy learning. The theory that I enjoy the most and how I use it in the art classroom is the cognitivism. And the reason for that is it's basically one that lines up very well with the theories in art itself, because it's the study of people's and how they perceive, think, and focus on the world around them. And that is the very heart of the art itself, and the perceptions that people have of their current environment, and how it's relayed into their particular artworks, how people view their world is reflected in their art. And that is one main aspect of reason why cognitivism is a theory, my favorite one, and how I'm going to use it in the classroom. Some teaching methods that I've learned this semester, one particular that I'm looking forward to using in my classroom, is the modeling teaching method in its theory. In the use of that, I'll be able to demonstrate as the teacher an art technique, and while I'm doing that, to use the think aloud method to describe how particular technique will be done and how they'll be using particular aspects of it in a demonstration of the class. And while doing so, the class will be able to mimic my actions on their own works and actually learning. And as we go, I'll be able to return to that particular demonstration after collaborating with the students. I'll be able to go back and further demonstrate methods and how to demonstrate how to get around certain problems and things as well. Using technology to change the culture of school is going to be a very big change, and getting used to that, especially for the art room, is going to be fun. In using the technologies like the tablets and things like that for the classroom, because there's a lot of debate on how that can actually be used in the art room, but using the tablets for demonstration purposes and even practice with particular art theories like, say, color, and using the applications to manipulate color and learning the mixture of what colors make what colors, shades, tints, things like that, as well as the applications in using for paint, where they can, like we said before, they can actually manipulate certain materials and kind of get used to and get a good idea of how the particular materials will react to paper versus canvas, or tile versus fabrics, is something they'll actually be able to use on the tablet even prior to actually using them physically in the classroom. Now, improving students' reflection to enhance the sense of community. Using technology in the classroom to improve those reflections and get their sense of community is museums across the world are spending a lot of time and money and making virtual reality tours of their museum. And reasons for this, and they'll actually be able to provide more information on the actual screen of the virtual reality tour, rather than just having a placard at the actual artwork giving limited information. And you'll actually be able to manipulate many of the artworks through the tablet VR demonstration, so that you can see it in multiple views, different light angles and things like that. And not only that, the VR tours will give worldwide access to people that might not otherwise be able to, say, go to Paris and visit the most famous art museum in the world, the Louvre. Well, in those VR tours and technology that's becoming available now, they'll be able to get 360-degree views of the halls of the Louvre and viewing the most famous artworks out there that are in demonstration through those, and giving them a sense of community for that. To conclude the video today, I'm going to talk about what on a weekly basis what I'll be using the technology in the classroom for. In our classroom, what will be nice is we'll be able to use web searches to look up new works for particular artists that I might not have already discussed or demonstrated to the class, as well using as art applications like we talked about before in the tablets, and becoming more familiar with particular mediums and the differences between them. As the actual tablets, there's more and more technology and applications being developed to deepen students' involvement in that particular subject matter, and I'm looking forward to using many of those applications in the future. As well as DVD and web videos, we'll be able to use for demonstration purposes of particular art techniques as well. And you'll be able to see that and hear in another method outside of just the tablets themselves before getting into particular mediums as well. And lastly, what I'm also going to be doing is maintaining a digital library for purposes of presentation that the class and myself will be able to use in presenting a report, for example, by a student of a particular artist that they're interested in. And I'll be maintaining that library in the class as well. Thank you for listening to my narrated PowerPoints, and have a nice day.